Welcome back to All the Mods 10. Today we are going to be taking advantage of some of the copious amounts of mystical agriculture grown Certus quartz to delve into the wonderful world of AE2, Applied Energistics. Ooh, 130 Certus quartz essences and 107 sky stone. So let's see what we can do with that. We can craft sky stone, and we can either craft quartz or dust, crystals or dust. I don't know what I need. It's been a while since I've started off with AE2. What I've done in the back here, excuse me, Piggy, is I've set up a little play area, if you like, in the cave, which I've started to dig out a little bit more. It will look pretty cool when it's done. It's just pretty boring to do. So what the plan is to follow the wonderful, not railcraft, the wonderful quests. So we have here the basics, which I've already done really by just getting the Certus quartz, and a lot of this stuff has been achieved by just quest rewards, which has been pretty handy. But as you can see, starting from the left here, we've got 3 directions. We can go in energy for our AE2 network, which is pretty important. Although I haven't thought too much about that, we'll see what the best approach is in this mod pack. We need processors and terminals, and then cabling, and then eventually we get a controller and a disk drive. There are optional things here, but I think basically we're going to focus on these 3 areas. We're going to get a very basic ME network set up so that all of the stuff, well, I think maybe we'll leave this stuff in here, but I'm starting to sort of amass random stuff in these backpacks at the moment. And yeah, I want to start upscaling my storage. So let's get the basics done first. This is not going to be a tutorial. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. I just want to, I guess, almost just demonstrate how easy AE2 is to get up and running, contrary to a lot of people who think that compared with refined storage, it's a lot of work. And I'd be interested to see how the mod pack authors have implemented AE2, particularly the usage of channels, which is what puts a lot of people off when you compare with refined storage. I personally have never used refined storage ever before, so I cannot compare them both. But we're going to continue with AE2. I mean, to be honest, the reason for this is that refined storage is not yet in this mod pack, because I believe the refined storage author is actually doing a proper complete rewrite, and it's like a refined storage 2 version that's coming out for 121. So that may be a little while off yet. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But for now, AE2 is going to be our go-to digital storage mod. So what do we do first? Well, let's look at getting energy first of all. So energy acceptor is basically a way of external energy provision. So from the power mod, exchange generators, and any other power provision mod can go into the ME network and basically power it. So all we're going to do is craft this, which is pretty straightforward. I need to remind myself what quartz glass is. Quartz, dust, and glass. Fair enough. Let's get some of that. Just grab this bit here. There we go. Nice and easy. This is by Emerald Machine, by the way, from the last episode. Was it the last episode? The episode before last. I'm forgetting things. Works nicely. Works really well. The only thing is sometimes these crafters, because there's multiple recipes for the same configuration, I've like thousands of glass trapdoors, because it's also the same thing. So you actually have to use the polymorph mod to change the default recipe, which is a bit of a pain when you've got a clocked redstone signal going to it. Right, I need Certus quartz dust, which I think I can craft that. I don't need too much of it. That'll do for now. And now I should be able to craft Certus quartz. A quantum computer structure. Interesting. Okay, so how much of it do I need for the energy acceptor? I need a copper and iron ingots, of course. Luckily, I am pretty well off for those. I'll just take a stack. Iron looks so similar. Iron, where are you? There we go. So now we should be able to craft the energy acceptor. And there we go. We've got our quest. So we get a nice reward for it. I did wonder if you clicked on it at a certain time whether you'd get the item that was in front of you, but I don't think you do. I think it's pretty random. So we have done our first thing. Next thing is an energy cell. So this is effectively a battery, a storage battery that you charge up again with some sort of external power input, and it can effectively work offline from power until the battery is drained. Let's craft away. This is where things start to get a little bit... I've still got quartz glass, I believe. Yes. I think I'd probably, rather than going into the energy cell, so I need fluix dust and certus quartz. So I should be able to craft. I've got a lot of those. And I need fluix. So I have not yet. Fluix can be made by charging, I think it's charging certus quartz, certus crystals. But I don't need to go through all that because somewhere in my many fields of crops of stuff, I've got, there we go, fluix essence. So I should, I'm hoping, if I press the right button, be able to craft, I'll craft those into that, so I've got a bit of everything. And now we can craft an energy cell. Whoop whoop, another task completed. Oh, I've got to craft a dense one. Oh, okay, this is where things are going to get a little harder. So I have an energy cell. That's all I need for now. I'm going to ignore that one because a basic energy cell is fine for me at the moment. It's cabling time now. So we need to craft lots of different cable types, but this isn't necessarily something I need to worry about for progression. So I'm just going to do a basic glass cable, which is the fluix coloured, the crystals and quartz fibre. So I'm going to need a bit more glass. And now we've got the ability to store power, and we'll have cabling. The last thing we need to worry about, hello little fella, the last thing we need to worry about really is storage, disks and processors, that sort of thing. I'm making it sound easy. That's probably one of the harder things to do, but never mind, we will do it nonetheless. So I'm just going to clear out this stuff, and I've got plenty of glass. Just remind myself, quartz fibers, so I need quartz dust. So I should be able to craft a shed load of these things. 9. Okay. Probably going to need bottle glass. Where are the emeralds gone? Oh, it's doing glass slabs again. Why is it doing glass slabs? Oh, these crafters, I tell you what, it's, in theory it's so simple, but they are unreliable. I think I'm going to have to rethink this. I think I might just start growing emeralds in my mythical agriculture crops, because these crafters are incredibly annoying. And it's not Mojang's fault, because it is actually modified. So when this auto crafts, you can actually craft glass trapdoors, glass slabs, All glass panes, all through the same recipe pattern. Okay, we've got 27 quartz fibres, which now means we should be able to craft the glass cables. Fluix glass cables. Where are they? They need Fluix crystals, of which I have some. So with quartz fibres and Fluix crystals, we have ourselves some glass cable, which is the basic applied Energistics cable. Nothing fancy, unless you like purple, that is. And this can be used to connect up various machines and really, yeah, form your network. It's very useful early game to have this. So we have got the cables. So that, yeah, okay, I've got that. Oh, you only need to do one. Brilliant. So more rewards. Channels. Let's see what they say about channels. It looks like channels are a thing in this mod pack, so I'm just going to have to deal with that. It's not a biggie, it just means you've got to think through things a little bit more carefully. And finally, the ME controller. So this is, think about this as the brain of your network. These will allow you to, it controls the number of channels. It also supplies power to your network. It has to be powered. Of course, it doesn't create power. It needs to be powered through an input, but it will also power all the other devices on the network. If I can remember correctly, it's, yeah, so we've got all these things. It's just this engineering process of which we need, which is actually, funnily enough, the next step on the middle row until we get to terminals. We can get processors, then terminals. Once we've got terminals and an ME controller, then we're only a disk drive and a disk away from being able to store stuff. I'm probably making this sound a lot more work than it actually is. Once you've done it a few times, it's actually pretty straightforward. So we need to create an engineering processor to build the ME controller. And this is where we use an inscriber, and we need to print some circuits with some redstone. So we need a printed silicon, which is where we actually need to make silicon. This is where things get complicated. I just said how simple it is, but you know, things are a little bit more in depth here when it comes to circuitry. So silicon, you can create silicon or can actually grow silicon, which is something I'll probably look at soon. In fact, I'm going to go create some silicon seeds, I think now, and get growing. Because you could do it the other way, but I'm doing this mystical agriculture way rather than the traditional applied Energistics way. So I'm going to, well, first of all sleep, and then come back in the morning, grow some silicon, and then we'll resume our AE2 adventure. Moving back to the mystical agriculture mod, you should really, if you can, as soon as you can, craft some of these Supremium hose. If you're using the pylons, like I am, Supremium is not too difficult to get to once you've got enough going and you're patient and you're happy to AFK for a little bit. But as you can see, this is slowly running out of durability. And so, let me just, the range on that seems to be a little bit off. 9x9. Inventory is full. That would make sense. So the barrel is maxed. Oh my word. Okay. So we've got some silicon seeds growing here. So we've actually left it for that's about an hour's worth, and it's not too bad, but it's on the top tier farmland, so it should be pretty quick. But yes, so the silicon Supremium hoe is unbreakable, so it does not have any durability problems. Yeah, that means that basically we never have to replace the hose again. Nice and easy. So we have got endless crop harvesting. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Where is, there we go. Well, that hose got loads in there. Okay, one thing I have noticed with this mod pack is you can actually add 2 Unbreaking 3 books to a item and it becomes Unbreaking 4, which is quite handy. But Supremium, you know, unbreakable stuff, I think that all items. There's an awakened supremium. But yeah, I mean, the Supremium hoe is not unbreakable. The Imperium hoe is not unbreakable. When you go up to tier 5, it is unbreakable. So it's perfect for this situation. So that I'll never have to replace those hoes again. We shall craft some silicon. And a bit more. Yeah, I mean, that's that after an hour of growing crops. Admittedly on top tier farmland, tier 6 farmland. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. And I need to go back to the AE2 quests. We were looking at crafting one of these. So a silicon circuit. So we need silicon and we need a inscriber press, which I got from the meteorite. I have the wrong press. I need the silicon press. There we go. So I should just be a matter of turning this, and hopefully there'll be an animation soon. Do you mind? I'm trying to do an experiment here. There we go. There we go. We've got printed silicon. For the recipe, we only need one printed. We only need one of these. So I'll do a few more, and then we use an inscriber press on a diamond, and we get the same sort of thing. So I'm going to do a little bit of crafting, go and grab some diamonds and do the same for that, and then we'll be able to put it all together, get ourselves an engineering processor, which means we can then create the controller. So I'll put the engineering press in there, grab a diamond. We don't have any diamonds. That's the first time I've not had diamonds since probably the first few days. But we are growing. We are growing diamonds. Growing diamond essence, anyway. I'll just grab 64 of those. Craft them. Keep pressing the wrong button. Craft them into diamonds. And then it should be... And then we'll pop the diamonds in here and go back to cranking. Once you have power, you don't need to do this. You can automate all of this, particularly when you've got auto crafting going on, which is one of my favourite features of AE2. Okay, we've got two printed engineering circuits, 3 printed silicons. Thank you very much. And the only other thing I think we need is some redstone, which I already have some. And then just again remind myself of the engineering processor recipe. So it's a printed engineering circuit, a printed silicon, and a piece of redstone dust. So pop them in there, and again crank away. And then magic, we have ourselves an engineering processor, which gives us no rewards at the moment, but it does mean that we are able to craft, once I've got the items. Ooh, I need some fluids, so I'll just grab some skystone. Can I craft fluix crystals from dust? No, I can't. So I'll just go and grab some essence from outside. I really hope this is demonstrating the value of mystical agriculture, because just pop outside, you know, and grow the crops. You know, if you're hanging around your base, I mean, this is in the spawn chunks, so these will always be growing. Craft some crystals, and then I've already got what I need. I should be able to craft. Why can't I? What am I missing here? Is it a different skystone block? Okay, right. Being silly here, we shall pop those sky stone in my super fast furnace, and then once they're cooked, we should then be able to craft the ME controller, which is a real milestone for early game applied energistics. 4 will do. Back out here, and there we go. Our first ME controller, which once you power it, it's pretty cool looking block. I'm just going to pop that there. For now, I don't think there is any power that's part of that mod, so let's have a look. See what we've got here. I do like power. I do like the progression in this mod. So these are the tiers going down to nitro. We need some sort of generation. A magmator, fernator, a reactor. Solar panels are not going to work under here. So the magmator needs a lava source. The fernator, that's what I want. It's basically a furnace. So yeah, I need to build all of this stuff. Change of plan. We're going to go for mechanism heat generator, which again I have used before, and it's a lot easier for this sort of level of the game. So I just got to grab some iron and some copper. In fact, do I already have? I've already got iron and copper. I just need a bit of wood and a furnace and an osmium ingot. I've got no shortage of that. I've been collecting those. 8, is that all? Oh no, I've got all them as well. So does this mean we can craft a heat generator? Awesome. Our first step towards mechanism. Let me try and build this into the wall. And I've lost the energy. Oh no, the energy's still there. Whew, thankfully. I'm going to take that off, put the energy acceptor in there. There we go. Now it's working. So it has to be the front where that green thing is. So I need to pop some more coal in there. But basically, now we have an ME network without any kind of way of actually, without any storage. But we've got power, energy usage. So it is actually using power. So I don't want that. I need to get some more coal. I do actually have, I know I've actually got, yep, shock horror. I've actually got coal essence growing. So let's grab, I've actually got lots of coal essence growing. Yeah. So that's great. And I'm going to pop that in there. This will be nice and easy power source for a fledgling AE2 network. So I can keep, goes in pretty quick. I can keep topping this up. And we'll have power for a little while. But power is something I'm going to need to look at really quite soon. It will go into the cell, which will power our network, but there's no point in powering our network until we actually have some sort of interface on it. Back to here. So we now need to build a terminal. These look so different with these new textures. So we need a logic process and an illuminated panel. We now have a crafting terminal, which you arrive at by basically building some screens. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm trying to speed this episode up a little bit because it's been a little slow. But we're going to channel some of these cables into the wall. And we're going to put our crafting terminal here. These look so different. And yeah, it's new UI. Kind of like it, I think. If you haven't seen any AE2 videos before, you can actually craft facades so that you can actually cover up all the cabling, because obviously you don't really want to see that. Right, final thing here. We're going to pop a disk drive in there. So at the moment we are accessing a terminal, but we can't put anything in it. You know why? Because there are no discs in the disk drive. So we actually don't need this controller because there are less than 8 channels. You can have a controllerless network without, I think it's called a subnet, I think. But basically with this setup, and ideally sort of a constant source of power going in, or coal going into this, or with a better power generation, which there's plenty of better options in the mod pack. All we're doing at the moment is powering up the battery, so this shouldn't go down. Well, it's going down a little bit, but the battery is, I guess it is powering this. Anyway, forget, I'm just going to turn this off because I don't want power to be drained when I'm not using it. So the last thing I need to do is craft a disc. The discs are something that you should automate as early as possible, particularly if you want some of the larger discs. We need storage cells. Storage cells are put in disk housing to create disk drives, and that is what you store your items on. The first kilobyte, yeah, this is basically all stuff that we have, plus a logic processor, which is basically a printed logic circuit and a printed silicon circuit, and it's all done in the inscriber the same way as before. So I'm going to get cranking on the inscriber. I'm going to get myself my first disk storage bit, and then we'll pop it in a drive, and yeah, we're pretty much there for the episode. Okay, we have our first disk drive, the 1K EMI item storage cells. As you can see, there's 63 different types of items you can store, so it's not a great fit for non-stackables. And 1024 bytes. So basically, you can have about 1,000 items of that can be up to 63 different types of items. We're going to pop the disk, or the cell. I call it a disk, but it's actually a storage cell for items. You can have portable ones, which you can put into a portable terminal, but just for now, we don't need to be portable. So what I'm going to do is pop this cable back in. We get a bit of light. We've got a green light, which means there is basically an empty drive waiting to be used. And we can now, I think it's probably just a matter of filling, just for demonstration purposes, filling this up. You can make the terminal a bit bigger. It used to be quite easy. There we go. Medium, tall, full height. Okay, that is full height. So yeah, that's the situation. I've just cleared out my inventory, and nice and easy. The trouble is, I think 1K will not be enough. I'm going to need more, particularly with the types. Oh, the blue light means that there's still room on the drive, but there are items on there. As you can see there, we've used almost half of the types and about a quarter of the total storage size. So, I mean, I can pop all this on here and then stick it in here. All of this changes the stats. I think, yeah, you have to hover over here. As you can see, we're not doing too bad at all. That is the AE2 basics, and boy have I needed this. You know, I've got a whole load of stuff. He tries to walk backwards over here that just, you know, it's just so much easier rather than just visually looking. It looks pretty cool having them all there, but when you get to a point, you just want to search, don't you, for cobble. There we go, cobble. Nice and easy. So yeah, I think next episode, when that comes out, I will have hopefully have upped this storage a little bit. Maybe even decorated this corridor a little bit more, potentially. So yeah, that's the lot for this episode. We've done some great things with mythical agriculture, just to grow some of the key things, key essential stuff that we need for AE2. And I'm going to keep doing that, keep growing, keep upgrading, as I will do with AE2. And then the storage challenges that we've had will hopefully be a thing of the past. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I am as this video is published, if you're watching this when it's published, I'm actually abroad on work in the beautiful country of Switzerland, and yeah, I'm actually recording this quite a while before this will be published. So yeah, any comments, I'll still be watching out for those. And please do comment if you've got any suggestions on what I should do next, or any inputs, observations, anything at all. Let me know in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next episode. You take care. Bye bye.